The Cheonma-2 from North Korea is a machine that has generated attention across the defense world, even though much of the information is shrouded in secrecy. What is being described as a third-generation prototype tank has surfaced, and its development signals a bold step forward in Pyongyang's efforts to modernize its armored forces. Unlike the country's older tanks, which were largely inspired by Soviet-era designs, the Cheonma-2 appears to integrate technologies associated with more contemporary armored warfare, composite armor, active protection systems, and improved mobility. On this channel, Regular Car Reviews Auto, we explore not only cars but also vehicles of power and engineering marvels, and the Cheonma-2 is certainly one that deserves our attention. At the heart of the Cheonma-2's design is its armor configuration. Reports and imagery suggest that North Korea is moving away from steel-heavy, outdated protective structures to embrace composite armor layering. This kind of armor is typically constructed using multiple materials like ceramics, metals, and sometimes plastics to offer stronger resistance to modern anti-tank weapons. The implication here is that the Cheonma-2 could potentially withstand certain shaped charges or armor-piercing rounds that would devastate older models like the Cheonma-2 or Pokpung-ho. Composite armor is a signature element of third-generation tanks around the world, and its inclusion signals that North Korea wants to show it is capable of producing something that can rival foreign designs, even if only symbolically. Another crucial feature of the Cheonma-2 is the reported integration of an active protection system, or APS. For those unfamiliar, APS is essentially a defensive technology designed to detect incoming projectiles, such as anti-tank missiles or rockets, and neutralize them before they strike the vehicle. This system elevates a tank's survivability dramatically, and its presence in a North Korean prototype shows ambition. Whether the system is as capable as the APS found on Russian, Israeli, or even South Korean tanks is highly doubtful, but the very attempt indicates that Pyongyang wants to bridge the technological gap. If functional, an APS would make the Cheonma-2 the first North Korean tank to feature such protection, a leap that places it into the conversation of modern battlefield survivability. In terms of mobility, exact details remain scarce, but it is speculated that the Cheonma-2 is powered by an engine outputting around 1,000 horsepower, which would be consistent with modern third-generation tanks. This would allow for reasonable speed, agility, and power-to-weight balance. North Korean terrain, with its mountains and limited infrastructure, demands tanks that can traverse difficult landscapes while still carrying heavy armor. If the Cheonma-2 truly delivers in this department, it would represent a significant improvement over the Pokpung-ho, which relied heavily on dated Soviet engines and drivetrains. The vehicle's silhouette also reflects influences from various global designs. Observers have noted resemblances to Russia's T-90, China's Type 99, and even some Western features. This hybridization may be the result of imported knowledge, reverse engineering, or simply design imitation. Regardless, the tank's aesthetic and structural updates show a departure from purely legacy systems, aiming to project an image of modernization. Weaponry-wise, the Cheonma-2 is expected to carry a 125mm smoothbore gun, which is the standard caliber for most modern tanks in Russia and China. This suggests compatibility with a range of ammunition types, including armor-piercing fin-stabilized discarding sabot rounds, high-explosive anti-tank rounds, and potentially guided missiles. Launched directly from the barrel. Secondary armaments likely include a coaxial machine gun and a roof-mounted heavy machine gun for defense against infantry and low-flying aircraft. However, it is important to understand the limitations of this prototype. While visually impressive, the Cheonma-2's actual performance on the battlefield is unproven. Much of North Korea's military technology exists in a vacuum of restricted testing, controlled displays, and propaganda showcases. Whether the APS works reliably, whether the composite armor can truly resist modern kinetic penetrators, and whether the engine can sustain prolonged operations are questions that remain unanswered. Without real combat testing or independent verification, the Cheonma-2 may be more of a statement piece than a true game changer. Still, as a symbol, the Cheonma-2 represents North Korea's push to catch up with global tank technology. For decades, the country's armored forces have been considered obsolete compared to South Korea, the United States, and other regional powers. A tank like this, even as a prototype, sends a message of intent that Pyongyang wants to be recognized for advancing its armored doctrine. For enthusiasts who follow the evolution of tanks worldwide, the Cheonma-2 is fascinating. It embodies both ambition and mystery, mixing glimpses of genuine innovation with lingering doubts about authenticity. On regular car reviews auto, we often highlight the engineering choices behind vehicles of all kinds, and this prototype deserves analysis for the way it bridges legacy designs with modern aspirations. In conclusion, the Cheonma-2 is more than just another armored vehicle. It's a symbol of technological progression, propaganda, and ambition. Whether it lives up to its potential is a story that will only be revealed over time. But one thing is certain: North Korea wants the world to notice, and with the Cheonma-2, it has ensured that attention. This has been another deep dive from Regular Car Reviews Auto, where we explore the machines that shape history, industry, and defense.